Hey guys, this is Bitcoin Geekend and today is 23rd February 2017 and we're looking at a pretty historical moment, and as you see the Bitcoin price is inching up to the Mt. Gox high in a US dollar chart. Well, of course, it's already broken at a CNY chart. However, within the Bitcoin US dollar price, we are inching up. As you guys already know, what really driving this price crazy up is this. It's a Bitcoin ETF. Now the Winklevoss has submitted their Bitcoin ETF for 3 years ago, and now deadline is coming to at 11th March, and SEC needs to somehow reply. They may reject or they may approve, whatever it takes. They need to show the result. What I am assuming is they might approve. I don't have any insider information. It just all the number is telling a little bit of story that's pretty interesting. So I'm just gonna share this one. All right, so they may approve. All right, so what you are looking at is a BitMEX. This is a binary contract which represent this price 3650, means people are betting on whether or not Bitcoin ETF will be approved. And if people purchase at $30 this contract, and if they approve, the price goes to 100 and they take $70 difference. So they're happy. And if they do not approve, it just goes down to zero and they lose $30. That's the end of the story. So as of now, it's a 36.50. That means sentiment of the market shows 36 and 50 point. So that means more people is skeptical to the approval. However, this is pretty interesting. Let's just go back to the chart. Okay, before that, I'm just gonna go one thing. So why the ETF is so important is, well, if you look at the gold market, you see the biggest gigantic guy is a spider gold, and well, this is a spreadsheet. This is a chart that I'm using. It just shows the correlation between the price and the ETF's amount of the golds they hold. So the amount of the golds they hold increase, the price just catch up, and these two numbers sort of correlates. So what really happening is if the Bitcoin ETF will be approved, what's gonna happen is that a lot of another fund or like a pension fund or other longer term asset manager or these monies may come in, and such asset comes in and such holding goes up, well, price goes up, and that's people's sentiment. That's why people are thinking this ETF, once the ETF goes approved, the price gonna go pretty crazily high. Of course, Spider gold ETF drove the gold price up to 4 times within 3 years, so that could happen. So, however, the thing is, whether or not that approved, and that's the point, right? And if we think in a natural way or just a regular way, it's not gonna approve. There's no reason that SEC approve. However, I just want to show the number. It's pretty interesting. Okay, so the first thing first. Probably you've heard about a GBTC. That's another sort of the ETF or ETN, or sorry, I'm not really keen on it. However, it's a number that you can trade on it. It's sort of the Bitcoin's price. So they usually have got a huge premium to the Bitcoin price. So such as, let's just go back to the chart. Such as the highest moment was like that, like a middle of June 2016. The premium was somewhere around 600. So that means if the Bitcoin's price is somewhere around 760, the GBTC price was exceeding 1300. Well, of course, their quote is 10 times, so their price is 130. So I just multiplied to 10 times. However, it just shows the crazy premium. And what's really not happening now? The premium is all gone, and it's all gone. It's all gone, zero. It's just hitting the floor. So that was back in 221, that was the first time printing this zero. Of course, there was several times that was below zero. However, the price line was somewhere around below 300. So it's a totally different story. It's already, we are now inching up to $1,200, and this floor broke. So that means people are sort of getting weaker to this GBTC because they have another alternative to go to buy ETF, because Winklevoss ETF may go into BATS, and which is a very big exchange in the US, and a lot of participants can go in. If this approved, that's going to be a big game changer. So that's the one thing. And this is just my assumption. If you look at the numbers, when they started to decrease is somewhere around the end of January, right? So let's just go to the another idea, right? So this chart shows a premium or discount of the Bitcoin price based on a BTC CNY or BTC USD. So to make things simple, you can think if this histogram goes up, that means CNY based Bitcoin price is higher than the US dollar based, and vice versa. If this goes down, that means US dollar is leading the price. So what's really happening now is this price movement is driven by US dollar market. And usually when Bitcoin price hikes, CNY, Chinese money drug the market. That was, this year's high, right? So now what we are really seeing as of now is that this is a US dollar driven market. And if this is usually the case, this US dollar sort of driven market is a relatively short time life. However, if you look back the date when this premium reversed, right? So that was February 10th. And I'm just assuming, sorry, this is all my assumption. It's just my imaginative. However, the SEC's approval date is 3/11, right? So this is somewhere around 30 days. Of course, February doesn't have 30 days, so it's not exact. However, it's pretty much 1 month. And if well, that's a big if, there is a insider's information of leaked to somehow, there may be email hack or something, or I don't know, but if somebody knows the information that SEC approve, that means that information comes in English. That means the majority market reacts to that information should be the US dollars, and this date, like a 2/10 or 2/11, sounds like exact 1 month before this approval date. Well, it could be a decline date, right? For me, just the number is telling us sort of this ETF may approve. However, this is 3650. Well, let me make myself clear. I do not own this contract. Well, I do own a very small amount of Bitcoin. However, I don't have this contract, so I'm not really creating the video to push this price up, and I don't have such an influence on it. So don't worry about it. Well, this is just my simple guess. However, if you just look at the pricing, the spread between the CNY BTC or GBTC, these things are sort of telling the story that they may approve. And if that ETF go approve, well, the Bitcoin may go up a little. That's, I don't say 4 times, I don't say 10 times. I have no idea. But maybe the price may at least it's gonna go double. So as you see the history of the spiders ETF. However, this is a much faster movement of the market. Well, gold market is great. However, you cannot really go back and forth. The gold, they are heavy and they need to store. However, Bitcoin is just one click, so it's pretty fast, and price movement may much faster than gold. So one thing for sure is we need to look at Winklevoss ETF. That's the bottom line, right? Okay, so that was my all my imaginative, and I don't have any insider information. This is all my assumptions. If you invest, please do your own due diligence, and I'm just telling by my fund. End of the story. Period. Right? Thank you. Bye.